Fox 5 News, this is Good Day New York.
Good Day New York, Wednesday, August 8th. Coming up in just a few minutes. The man accused of helping his father fake his death pleads not guilty. Meantime, we're hearing the father may finally be back on Long Island, and we're going to hear from this man's wife, the wife of the man who faked his death. She is going to be talking to us in just a few minutes.
And it sounds like she is soon to be his ex-wife. In the meantime, let's look at our other news. Still lots of unanswered questions in the disappearance of a Long Island man, Raymond Roth. We've been following this for you for a few days now. There are now reports that he may be in a medical center somewhere in the area. Meanwhile, his 22-year-old son, Jonathan, has pleaded not guilty to charges that he helped his dad fake his own death for insurance money.
Joining us this morning from Carl Place, Long Island, are Raymond Roth's wife, Ivana Roth, and her attorney, Leonard Leeds. Thank you so much for being with us on Good Day New York this morning. Ivana, let's start with you. I know that you've said in the past that you knew nothing at all about what was going on here. Was the state of your marriage in disrepair when this all went down?
Yes, it was actually a dysfunctional marriage for about 12 years.
Can you tell me what your relationship is like with your stepson, Mr. Roth's son, who has now been charged and is sitting in jail?
There's been no communications since the findings of the emails.
But what was the state of your relationship for the last 12 years?
He's come in and out of our lives. We had received custody of Jonathan since he was 11. And it's been a hard road since then.
Are you concerned because there are reports that your ex-husband may be back in... Actually, is it your ex-husband or is it still your husband?
It's still her husband.
It's still her. I'm sorry, yes. Go ahead.
We have a matrimonial action pending that we commenced, in addition to an order of protection that we received. So he has to stay away from her. That's the dictates of the court.
Well, Mrs. Roth, he has been sending you emails up to a few days ago saying that he was going to be in the area, and there are reports that he's in the area. What are you doing right now to ensure your safety?
I'm actually in hiding, fearful that he'll come after me for revealing his plan.
Ma'am, and with all due respect, if you're in hiding, you're on broadcast television in the tri-state area. What is your motivation for being with us today, and what are you trying to say with this time?
Well, being in the public eye, it's just going to confirm what his plan actually was. I have nothing to hide. That's why I'm in the public eye right now. And if I'm in the public eye, he can't get to me.
Let me ask you something about the emails that were sent. Did you have any idea that this was going on between your husband and your stepson?
Absolutely not. It was stumbling upon a computer that I just needed to use the printer, and it was revealed his email account was open, and that's when everything came arise.
You know, the plot...
I'm sorry.
The plot may be growing because we found some information that in May, Mr. Roth had obtained life insurance on the life of his wife. So we've presented that to the district attorney because we're very concerned about that. He's threatened to kill his employer, his son, and we think that she was in jeopardy, actually.
Mrs. Roth, did you feel that your husband might have won? When you look back on things, was there any indication that he was going to try to kill you?
No indication. We didn't have that type of marriage where there was much communication. He was at one side of the room and I was on another room. It was kind of like a roommate type of marriage.
Well, why didn't you get divorced years ago? Why were you still together for 12 years?
I've always wanted to proceed with a divorce, but it was just a fearful relationship that I could never have enough strength to break away.
Rosanna, when I first met with Mrs. Roth, she did not tell me about the abuse. It took days of spending hours with her. I really think she's an abused woman. For 12 years, he's put it down, intimidated her, threatened her, and we really had to pull it out, which is why I've told her that she should be in therapy now so that she can deal with these problems.
Mrs. Roth, can you describe the relationship that your husband had with his son? Do you believe he was complicit in this planning, or that he was influenced unfairly by his father?
Jonathan has been a troubled child since we received custody of him. It looks like it was just like a downward spiral.
Do you believe that
he's a very abusive man, you know, his father. So it was toward me and toward him. So he was a very intimidating, fearful person.
So do you believe that he was threatened or coerced into doing what he did, or that he made this decision consciously to aid his father in doing something?
That I can't answer. That I can't answer.
You mentioned that you read an email that was left open. What was it that you read, and what was your reaction when you read it?
There were a few emails, and it was just being shocked of the whole situation. I just couldn't believe what I was reading. After clicking onto each email, it was just disturbing as each email, you know, came alight. That he could actually think of doing something like this.
What did you read exactly that disturbed you?
One of the emails was titled "Going the Distance," and it was a step-by-step plan to run away to a Florida resort. One family and friends thinking that he drowned at Jones Beach, and myself included.
In addition to which, he had actually withdrawn all the monies from their joint bank accounts, and several months ago he coerced her into transferring the house to him, and he encumbered it with substantial mortgages.
Wow. Well, listen, we really appreciate you both being on our show. Leonard Leeds, the attorney, Ivana Roth, good luck to you. Please keep us up to date on what's happening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.